Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Hey Mike here, and today I'm back with a new video, man. Today I'm going to be reacting on the bizarre things you can't do in America. I was surprised and shocked when someone sent me this video link because I thought America was a free country. You could do whatever you like, but then yeah, I can't wait to see what things I can't do. With enough talking, if you haven't subscribed, click this big fat red subscribe button and let's just get straight to the video. Let's go.
Country has one or two weird laws that seem to make absolutely no sense, but the good old US of A has way more than its fair share. This is in part due to the US's federal system, which gives local governments more power to dictate their own legislation. The sad fact is that many archaic laws exist because of the personal views and experiences of lawyers and politicians, and often they were simply written to control the general public, back when they relied heavily on laws to dictate their behavior. Some of these rules concern public safety and decency, and probably made a lot of sense when they were written. But others, well, I can't imagine that they ever made sense. So here,
what he first said, like in the video, was like, yeah, actually true. Where I think in America, like I think in the 55 states, they all have like the governor of each state. So each state has their own law, because you find that the age of drinking in this state is like higher or lower in this state. You can carry an arms in this state. Like those are the things that are different I've seen in the news in America. But yeah,
20 bizarre things you can't do in America. Number 20. Underwater whistling in Vermont. Vermont has a number of bonkers laws, but the silliest one by far is that it's illegal to whistle underwater. The reason for this rule is to protect marine life, as whistling near marine mammals such as dolphins or whales can interfere with their echolocation, leaving them stranded, which makes it extra bizarre since Vermont is a landlocked state. So why they need this law?
I thought Vermont was on the coastline. That's why I was like, okay, it's reasonable. But now that it's not, come on now, really?
It's a mystery. Whistling needs air both inside and outside of your mouth, so common sense would tell you that it's impossible to do it anyway.
To whistle,
well, actually, it's
I don't even know why it's there.
Number 19. Police can bite dogs in Ohio. In Paulding, Ohio, police have a strange and special power that cops in other parts of the U.S. aren't lucky enough to have. They are allowed to bite a dog if they think it will calm the dog down. It's unclear where this law originates from.
Bruh. I thought they were saying maybe that I didn't hear clearly. I thought they were saying maybe the dogs are allowed to bite a criminal or something like that. That's what I was expecting. But then a police officer can bite a dog. Who would want to bite a dog? Like,
and there doesn't seem to be any examples of police officers taking advantage of this rule. And I mean, why would they? I can't see how biting a dog would do anything but further enrage it. Number 18. Bear wrestling in Alabama. In May 1996, the Alabama Senate voted 23-0 to make it illegal to conduct bear wrestling matches for profit. It also became a Class B felony to surgically alter a bear or to train it to wrestle. This might sound like a stupid law, but bear wrestling used to be a surprisingly popular pastime all across the US.
In Russia, it's also
introduced.
This
guy
pretty
took
popular.
on a bear at the 1972 Iowa State Fair. And in 1987, Ginger the Bear took on several Mississippi residents. Number 17. No nukes in California. According to section 9.60.030 of Chico's Municipal Code, it's illegal to build or test nuclear bombs in the city. The ruling declares that the threat of a nuclear war that nobody would survive is unacceptable, and states that no person shall produce, test, maintain, or store within the city a nuclear weapon, component of a nuclear weapon delivery system, or component of a nuclear weapon delivery system. There's no mention of what would happen if you exploded a nuke, or what the punishment would be, but $500 is the limit for any city infraction. A $500 fine would be the least of everyone's worries if someone had a nuclear bomb. And besides, who's going to collect the fine if we're all fried? Number 16. Mustache kissing in Iowa. Bad luck.
Is there such a thing?
If you have a mustache, you're not allowed to kiss a woman in public in Iowa. According to dumblaws.com, it's also illegal for a kiss to last longer than 5 minutes in Iowa. so it might not be the best.
So is there
fit for
actually
homeowners.
someone wanna be there with the
are some
time
doubts over
or a
the
stopwatch
existence of this law, but I
timing the-
won't be risking a smooch in Iowa anytime soon. Number 15. Don't poach Sasquatch in Washington State. Whether or not Sasquatch
Do they
even
exist?
exists is a debate that's raged on for over 200
Bigfoot.
years. But Washington State isn't taking any chances. Just in case the mythical beast does exist, they've introduced a law which prohibits the poaching of it. In 1991, Whatcom County declared its land to be an official Sasquatch protection and refuge area. The reasoning is that if Sasquatch does exist, it's an endangered species that needs protecting. And it's because of this twisted logic that Skamania County has listed Bigfoot poaching as a felony since 1969. Number 14. No burping in church in Nebraska. Nebraskan lawmakers take the sanctity of church very seriously, and unruly children will not be tolerated. So much so, in fact, that if one is caught burping, their parents could easily be carted off to jail. The law also prohibits sneezing, which seems a little unfair as it's a totally uncontrollable bodily function.
Exactly.
It's also illegal to hunt whales in Nebraska, which might seem like a sensible rule until you consider that it's a landlocked state that doesn't even have a single whale in captivity. Number 13.
What the burping part is like in African culture, I think it's normal that even if you burp in front of people, it's considered as disrespectful and you'll be scolded for it. But when I came to Asia, everyone just burps. Like everyone burps and it's normal. It's normal. Like in South Africa, when a black person or if we fought, we're being disrespectful and being disingenuous. But when white people, like when I'm associated around white people, when they fought like amongst each other, it's normal. So I don't know why, but I don't know. I still, but it's weird. It's very weird.
No ugly faces at dogs in Oklahoma. I'm a huge fan of doggos, but Oklahoma lawmakers might just take the crown for being #1 canine fans after they introduced a silly rule to protect dogs' feelings. People who make ugly faces at dogs can be fined, jailed, or both. The rule doesn't say what happens if you simply have an ugly face and get caught looking at a dog. I can only imagine that a politician's dog was personally offended by an ugly face at some point in history.
Oh, why did he have to use this guy's face as an example? This is
Make
just
this laughable rule a reality. Number 12. No fishing on a camel in Idaho. Another animal protection law now, and this one's taking care of not one, but all species at once. In Boise, Idaho, it is prohibited to fish while you're on any animal's back, and that includes the camels. Now, I know this probably ruins your weekend plans, but laws are laws. The 1917
How
rule
would
actually
you
made it illegal
fish
to
on-
fish from the back of any animal, and a 1920 Fish and Game rule later stated that it is unlawful to fish for trout from the back of any animal or to travel up or down any stream on back of animal while fishing for trout. Consider yourself warned, fishing fans. Number 11. Squeaky clean in Arizona. Remember your parents telling you that they'd wash your mouth out with soap and water if they caught you swearing? Well, maybe that's where Mojave County in Arizona got the idea for their bizarre soap rule. If you're found stealing soap there, you must wash yourself until the bar of soap has been completely used up. I suppose it's what you'd be doing anyway if you picked up the soap in prison. Number 10. New York ice cream rules. Watch yourself on a Sunday in New York. This state has a law stating that you may not walk around with an ice cream cone in your pocket on the day of rest. Why
Ooh, put
anybody
an
would
ice cream-
stuff an ice cream cone into their
come
pocket
on,
is
guys.
beyond.
Like really?
But it must have been a big enough issue to write legislation to combat the issue. According to some sources, it might have been the cone law that led to the creation of the ice cream sundae. What do you think? Number 9.
Some
No
of these
crossing
laws were
into
written by
Minnesota wearing
toddlers.
Poultry. If you were considering wearing a chicken or a duck as a headdress while crossing into Minnesota, think again. According to dumblaws.com, it's completely illegal and could land you in deep trouble. The validity of this regulation is debated, but animal rights laws surely prohibit the use of live animals for fashion accessories, so you'd better not do it just to be on the safe side. Number 8. Sunshine is guaranteed in California. Florida may be known as the Sunshine State, but it's actually California who deserves that title. A local San Francisco law states that sunshine is guaranteed for the masses. According to lawinfo.com, it's unclear whether this was
Geographical
taken from
law.
a foundational document, another similar statute, planning laws, or whether it exists at all. But one thing's for sure, landowners are entitled to maintain their access to air, water, and light. Number 7. The death penalty for New York jumpers. Sadly, the main reason a person would jump off a building is to end their life. But New York lawmakers seem to have overlooked that fact. It's said that the punishment for jumping off a building in this state is death. But that seems like overkill to me. This law seems to be related to the illegality of suicide, as ending your own in 30 states as late as the 1980s.
Yeah, this is actually true, because in Malaysia, I think there was a guy who was like sent to prison, and then he tried to like jump from a high floor level, and he survived. And they slapped him in the face with the death penalty. So, because that's like attempted murder, so that's death penalty.
Number 6. Don't look at a moose in Alaska. In Alaska, you can look at a moose, just not if you're in a plane. The law actually states that you can't fly in a plane the same day that you hunt. This is to stop you scouting for an animal before landing the plane to find it and shoot it, which actually makes a fair bit of sense. Shame Alaska ruined it for themselves by creating another bonkers law. According to legislation, you cannot bring your pet flamingo into a barbershop. It's actually all animals that are banned from barbershops, and they're also not allowed into any establishment for the practice of hairdressing or beauty culture. Huh? Wow, Alaska is a really weird place. Who would have thought it? Number 5. Fried chicken faux pas in Georgia. It's no secret that the southern states take their fried chicken very seriously, and one visitor fell foul of this when she was arrested on her 91st birthday for breaking a poultry law. Jenny Dietrich was busted eating fried chicken with a fork, and according to an ordinance passed in Gainesville, Georgia in 1961, it's a crime against the city to eat fried chicken, a culinary delicacy sacred to this municipality, this county, this state, this Southland, and this republic.
The damn chicken.
Other than your fingers. The ordinance was originally introduced as a publicity stunt to promote Gainesville as the poultry capital of the world, but some cops are clearly upholding the ruling. Number 4. Don't let the chicken cross the road in Georgia. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, in Georgia, it may have been to make a political statement, because it's illegal for them to do so.
Who came first, the egg or the chicken?
No, seriously. The town of Quitman has a local ordinance that makes it illegal to allow chickens to cross an open road. This is surely for the safety of drivers using the roads, but I'm not entirely sure how the law is enforced. Number 3. Greasy crimes in North Carolina. As of 2013, it became a felony to steal more than $1,000 worth of grease. Who's stealing that much grease? Or any grease at all, for that matter. The grease law was part of 16 bills that were passed at the same time, and the others make much more sense, from legal protection for out-of-state doctors to more stringent background checks for people working in daycares. But what's with the grease bill? Well, apparently law enforcement officers weren't taking the crime seriously. What was once a worthless commodity is now apparently worth stealing, so something had to be done. You learn something new every day, huh?
Exactly.
Number 2. No biting in Rhode Island. Biting off another person's leg in Rhode Island isn't allowed.
Some of these rules don't make sense.
It feels as though that should be a given, no? Well, apparently lawmakers felt the need to write it into their legislation. According to one section of the state's legal code, there's a penalty for any person who shall voluntarily, maliciously, or of purpose put out an eye, slit the nose, ear, or lip, or cut off, bite off, or disable any limb or member of another. The punishment is between 1 and 20 years in prison, so no matter how tempted you get, it's best that you don't gnaw on anyone's limbs, no matter how irritating you may.
Sorry folks, no love bites.
Hey,
no excessive
Number 1. No sleeping in an Illinois cheese factory. We've all found ourselves drifting off after too much camembert, but be careful where you catch those post-cheese Z's, as in Illinois, it's against the law to sleep in a cheese factory. According to the Sanitary Food Preparation Act, it's unlawful to sleep in not only a cheese shop, but also a creamery, bakery, or any other place where food is prepared for sale. I can only imagine the predicament faced by those guys in charge of sampling the produce at the factory. It's probably for the best, though. Think of the nightmares they'd have after all that cheese.
To be honest, most of these roles are bizarre, and I'm not even sure if half of them were ever been broken before. Because the other one of saying a cop can bite the dog. Like, WTF? Like, some of them are just utter jokes. It's like they were written by like a bunch of toddlers. Come on, man. Like, some of these laws, but I don't know. Obviously, they don't take them that serious, man. It's just written. But then, yeah, they are bizarre and extreme. Some of them are extremely funny, and some of them kind of do make sense. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Peace.